So, in terms of setbacks, what would you say are the biggest setbacks, and how have you overcome them?
My biggest setbacks were my injuries. I don't. I broke my thumb. I
Oh,
broke my ankle. I broke my wrist. I tore my ACL, and I tore my rotator cuff.
Wow.
wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
and I think the worst of all those setbacks was my ACL. Because Nathan, like we was talking about before we filmed, that was
Yeah.
the year when I came back to the rest of the season to be the leading scorer of that
Yeah.
season. I tore my ACL December 2012 against Florida. It was 10 minutes and 35 minutes left in the first quarter.
Wow.
Oh,
And that was so heartbreaking for me because I'm like, wow, I never, like, I've always heard about injuries. And for some reason, for basketball, women's basketball, the ACL tear was like the career ending injury. Like,
Mm.
so when that happened to me, I was devastated. Like, I was just an emotional wreck. And I wanted to quit. But we had the athletic trainer at Savannah State, Clint. I wish I remember his last name, but his name was Clint. And the rehab and the therapy he put me through, I got surgery January 2012.
Mm.
I was cleared to play June
After an
wow.
ACL tear.
that same year, Nathan.
Wow.
That
So
is mad.
That is.
yeah, after I got that surgery, we worked all summer. He got my knee back together, and he just said, "Listen, if you want to do this, it's gonna hurt. You're gonna cry. You're gonna hate me. But if you want to come back, we're gonna get you ready." And
Wow.
I went
But
through.
in,
Go ahead.
but but going through that, because I know there's a lot of
Wow.
elite athletes that come back quick, but then they
Mhm.
he struggled to get to their best level. Was How was that for you?
Yeah, it was
Wow.
tough, specifically the practices, because now here I am coming out of surgery, going through this therapy, having to wear this ugly knee brace now. All of this is replaying in the back of my mind. I'm getting on the court at practices. I'm scared. I'm not being aggressive because I'm thinking I'm going to hurt myself again, or I'm thinking my knee is not strong enough. But what I was missing was that mindset that of that road that I took to get to where I am, to get to the knee brace. You know, he said I would cry. He said I would hate him. But he said the work that I put in will lead me to the moment of being on the court. So that transition, was really hard for me. I couldn't find myself after a while, but thank God for my coach. Like I said, he was always one of the backbones of the team. A few of my teammates, they just motivated me, and I just try, my best to just try to, be on myself and say, listen, just take it day by day. You've gone through the darkness already. You're back on the court. Now it's time to, regain that strength that you know you have.
Wow. I think we shouldn't underestimate the fact that you came back and you was leading point scorer in that same year. So
Yeah,
we need to talk about that. We
yeah.
definitely need to talk
I was
about that.
sad.
How did you do that? Like, what was the mindset and what were your goals? So, when you first came back, your first game, what was your goal? Like, was it to still be the leading point scorer?
My goal was Mamba mentality. I was not about that. I was not about to let that. I was not about to let that knee brace define me, and I wasn't about to let that injury define me. I didn't want to be one of those players that it was stories that, oh, she had an ACL tear, but she's not the same player anymore. I did not. That was the worst thing you could read in the
Yeah.
headline of a player of a paper.
Hmm.
And I just had the mindset to just go get it. And I knew that in order to do that, it was grind mode every day. I
Hmm.
became a gym rat. I became more about I became more about the recovery now, because now it's even more important. And I just had that mindset of eat. And this is I think all athletes know what this means. If y'all don't act, yeah, and that was it. Really, just Mamba mentality and go after it. And that was my plan to win a championship as well. We didn't win that next year, but 2015 when I graduated, we ended up winning.
Hmm.
That was the first one in the MEAC history as well.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was grind mode, minimum mentality.
We've heard that quite a few times, and it just shows you how
And
having that
the
mindset,
trophy was uh,
Hmm.
yeah, having that mindset really does make a massive difference in terms of trying to bring out the best in one.
mhm.
Yeah. So speak to us about How does it feel like to play for Nigeria?
Wow. It honestly, it's amazing. I started playing with the junior national team back in 2016. That's how I first started. Actually, the assistant coach of my Savannah State team got me involved with that. And then 2 years later, I got selected to play with the senior national team, and it's been pretty fun since then. Currently, right now, we're having family issues, as a,
Mm,
and that's something that I can't get into right now.
mm.
But yeah, for the most part, it's a blessing playing for a country of almost over 280 million people, and I love it. Anytime I wear the jersey, I know that the supporters are proud, they're happy for us, and we're doing great things. We're making history. We just won our third championship in a row at AfroBasket, so that was amazing. Um, we've gone to the Olympics, so we're just continuing to hit milestones, and I'm proud of us.
Do you feel a different type of pressure because yeah, you just mentioned, it's 280 million people that you are quote unquote representing, whereas when you're just playing for a team, it's just the team. So do you feel that do you feel that pressure, or is it just the same? It's just another game.
Honestly, it's just sometimes it's the same. I feel like when we play against major tournaments, and major tournaments like the Olympics or the World Cup or AfroBasket, the expectation is a lot higher. So I do feel a little of the pressure. But then when I do come overseas, it's like a weight lifts off me,
Mm.
because I don't have to play for 20 million people. I don't have to, always do the right thing in the eyes of the people, and it kind of, yeah, it's just a weight lifts off me. But for the most part, I try to just look at the pressure as just another way of getting being mentally strong for the game.
Mm.
Talk to us a bit about how it felt to go to an Olympic Games.
That was an amazing experience. Like the Tokyo within itself is so far before its time. As far as the infrastructure, as far as the cleanliness, as far as the people, and just how innovative that they are over there with with everything they have going on. And the fact that they were able to create an Olympic village, for all these different athletes from all over the world in a matter of what, almost 2 3 years, and it was just amazing, and I would never forget it. Being there with all these different sports I've never even heard of or never even seen. Quick question: have you guys ever heard of artistic swimming?
No, no.
No.
Yes. Okay. Exactly. Mind blown, right? There's synchronized swimming.
Yeah.
There's regular swimming, obviously, and there are events, but there's also artistic swimming. So imagine,
Oh.
so imagine Michael Jackson in the water.
Okay.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
these girls, and on the Olympic. Let me tell you guys a little bit about the Olympic Village.
Mm.
So the Olympic Village had about maybe 9 to 10 ports, and in these ports you have about maybe 8 or 9 floors. Each floor is a different country.
Okay.
Okay.
You may have Nigeria. Nigeria was on the seventh or eighth floor. You may have Egypt on the sixth floor, Turkey on the third floor, Canada on the first floor. So it was so many different teams. So one day, my team and I were coming back from lunch. By the way, they had a 24-hour buffet on the village. You can eat at any time. They
Wow.
have all types of cuisine. So anyway, we're coming back from the village. We're coming back, leaving the lunchroom to head into the port, and we just see these girls. They have their heads in like these chairs that you put your head in, but we just see their legs and arms moving. They're doing these moves that like, wow, like they're like, how is this happening? She's only balancing on her neck right now, and I'm like, is it like what sport is this? And they said artistic swimming. That next day they have the competition, and I cannot get my eyes off the television. It was just amazing, and to be able to witness these type of sports, it was just like, wow, like I had no idea.
That's the thing about Olympic Games. There's so many different sports, a
Yeah,
variety of sport. Even this one, watching, see it, this
BMX.
BMX, and yeah, it's
yeah,
just
that was really popular there.
Yeah, BMX was good.
Yeah, but overall, the experience was amazing. To be able to see other athletes, to get a couple of pictures, and just to hear other people's stories sometimes, and trade paraphernalia, memorabilia, sorry, or pins. It was amazing.
What was your biggest lesson that you've taken from Tokyo?
Wow. Um, my biggest lesson. You guys are I don't think I've got this stumped many times on questions before. I think my biggest lesson was that don't take life for granted. And I say that because if I tell my 10-year-old self
Mm,
that I would be playing in the most prestigious tournaments in the world, I would have looked at you like you had two heads.
mm,
And, to go through everything I went through, good and bad, it's life, and to see friends and family, be gone along the way. It's just that, wow, like you can experience something amazing if you just stay on the right path and, pray to God and be grateful for every day that you have, because you you couldn't be here if you didn't plan for this or work towards this. And not everybody get the opportunity.
mm.